Hey guys, it's Joey, and this is going to be a haul video because I went to the shops today to sort of restock on things I use quite a lot, and I thought, well, I was in two minds about whether or not to even do this video, because I'd been talking about how we are, and should not allow our true selves to be defined by stuff, and then there are going to be people that argue doing the haul videos is kind of counterproductive to that message. But the fact of it is that I do use these things in my practice, and there are going to be people out there who want to know what people use and how they use them and some of the meanings for the things that they use, which I always try and give when I talk about what I pick up. And also it's been a really difficult time since I found out that a certain individual that I let into my life had not been honest with me. And I've been struggling ever since in one way or another. So, sort of when the universe prods me and is like, perhaps you should go get some crystals and we're going to do some sort of specific work, I tend to listen. And I thought, I was in two minds. I was like, do I share it? And I was like, you know what, people do enjoy these type hauly videos, so if people are getting something out of it, and I enjoy the sharing element of it, I enjoy the fun, joyful element of these things. So I went to the town over to Holistic Fields, and like I said, they've been having a lot of problems in that they're having to downsize again. And I always worry about them because, I don't want them to go out of business. And the women in there are so lovely, and the items they sell are great as well, and they're fairly reasonably priced. And I realised that two of these incenses aren't marked, so I'm just trying to check which one's which because they're almost the same colour. I think I know which one's which. Okay, so I got some incenses today, which makes the majority of what I actually got. So, the first two I've had before and use quite a lot, and it's magnolia and honeysuckle. We'll zoom in a little. The camera's at a fairly odd angle for some reason. So I pay £1 for 10 sticks of their hand blended incense sticks. And I've sort of said before I'm quite funny about incense sticks, and I can be. These people have done a really great job. I'm pretty sure they're locally sourced as well, and most of them smell quite nice. Some of them are a bit icky. I wasn't that keen on the rose one. It was okay. It just was me. It wasn't really great. So I've been using these a lot, and honeysuckle is actually this week's Ogum. So I wanted to make sure I definitely didn't run out of any of the honeysuckle scented incense. Now I have honeysuckle growing outside and I can go and engage with that on a more natural level, but for when I'm stuck inside, like if it starts to rain or be thundery, which we're waiting for, we need it. It's been so muggy and heavy on the head today. Then it means I can sit in my space, or I can sit in my sacred space at night and just engage with that scent and that energy as I'm sort of meditating on the meanings of honeysuckle. Honeysuckle is used for love magic, the embrace, about bringing true love into your life. And whether you are engaging with love in looking for a mate, whether you are looking for friendship, or whether you are engaging with bringing back love into yourself, which is, I think, what I am going to have to be doing with it, because I've just been since everything happened, have been feeling like the love is gone in me, which is awful, really, isn't it? It's not gone. It's just because when you get hurt, these things can happen. And I definitely wanted to bring that energy back in. And magnolia incense as well, the purple one, can also be used for love magic. So when you're doing like love magic things, it doesn't necessarily have to be, I want to find a perfect boyfriend / girlfriend, and It doesn't have to be like that at all. And you can use it in terms of universal love as well, like connecting back to universal love and the love of deity and feeling that you are loved and that sort of energy work. Okay, so on that note, I also picked up a little bit more Midnight Nag Shampa from them. This is the one that I have always used for the Morrigan. I love Nag Shampa. I think it's just one of those things. I mean, some people don't like it, but a lot of people do. And I've always enjoyed Nag Shampa. I've never found it too perfumed. I don't like some of the other ones as much, but Midnight's beautiful. And for the Morrigan, it's perfect. It's sensual. It's somewhere between war and death, and I can't really explain to you why. It's one of those scents, you know. It's just interesting and intriguing and beautiful. And then I picked up 2 more from them, and I haven't actually tried these yet. It's very summer themed. So the orange one is amber, and I actually picked up 2 amber because I'm working on my final act of giving into the universe. I meant to mention this. So I decided today, when everything felt very much like a materialistic attack, that I was going to respond to that energy being put at me by giving stuff away, by acts of kindness and charity and love. So I took a book to one of the ladies in the holistic fields whose friend had been expressing an interest in green witchcraft, and I happened to have a book on rituals and spells to do with green witchcraft that I have read, and that was it. I read it once and that was it. It was an almost new condition, and I took it, and she was pleased, I think. I hope I didn't come off as creepy. And I took some of my unwanted stuff to the charity shop. So that was 2 acts of giving, and I have a 3rd secret one planned. And I mention this hesitantly because I never really liked the idea of ramming charitable acts down people's throats, like, look at me, I'm so great, I engage in charitable works, because I really don't like that. It's not really supposed to be about you, is it? And it sort of takes away from the act itself if you're bragging about it. And I only really wanted to mention it in here because I thought it was part of my day of balance. So I was getting things that I do need and do use regularly. It's not like me stockpiling stuff that I'm not using. And then giving back in different ways. So for the incense, amber is for meditations in which you seek to discover information. Good for past life regression, divination, looking into the past. It also, is used for emotional balance. There is a lot of that in this haul. The green one is lotus. Mental clarity, increased focus, and heightened intelligence. Symbol of life, spirituality, centre of the universe, burned for protection, and as a sacred offering to the gods, said to attract good fortune and love while promoting long life. Lotus, I think I'm right in saying, is the one that grows out of darkness and muck. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure lotus is basically a real symbol of hope, because if it growing out of the... I'm going to check. If I'm completely wrong. Yeah, I think I'm right. Yeah, lotus is the flower that grows out of all the mud and the darkness and the gunge and the grossness and then comes out on top as this beautiful flower. I thought I was right. It's just my brain's not working with all the mugginess and the migraine season around. It's great fun. And I really like that idea of having been through a load of crap recently, engaging with an incense which was maybe reminding you that even true beauty and true hope can come from such a place. So then I got a new incense burnery thing. This is a much thicker one, and I've got one that I kind of... I've got one, and I've been moving it around, and like, because I always like to burn the Morrigan something, which I need to do tonight, and it's not really wide enough. And this one was more in keeping with her altar, not expensive, and wider across, so hopefully less ash will make a mess. I guess. I also got some lime essential oil. It's a lamb. It's the lamb and the coconut, and drink it all up. The lamb and the coconut, do not drink essential oils. Right. Lime is my favourite fruit. I know. It's weird. There's something about the scent of lime which I have always loved, and lime is a difficult one to actually eat, obviously, but we have had frequently, if we're having a curry, we put lime juice in a cup and put some tonic water in, and it's like the most refreshing thing in the world. It's amazing. I love lime flavoured everything. Lime, 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 lime. I could never really get my head around it, but it was just one of my favourite things, and I didn't have it as an essential oil. Oh, excuse me again, goodness, stop it, body, goodness. Anyway, some of the magical uses can be used in love recipes, in luck charms, or worn for luck. Is considered one of the oldest and most zesty forms of cleansing and purification, and above all, protection. Lime gives zest and alertness through its, though it is too energizing to be used in meditation. Strengthens spiritual warriors in the eternal fight against evil. I loved that lines. So, strengthens spiritual warriors. I was like, that's awesome. And that's going to make me think of Mean Girls. Awesome shooters. And to soak up each other's awesomeness. Oh dear. Right. And then I got some more, sorry, I hate people that do that. And now I'm doing it. Some more, spell candles. I think I've gone mad in the last 5 minutes. Oh, now these are spell candles. Breathe. Let's breathe. These spell candles from the Holistic Place are really great for short burst spell work. I got some of the big candles from Tiger stores you've seen in earlier videos, but these are really great for if you want to get something done. They're like power shop candle magic, and I absolutely love this size. I think it gives, if you want to oversee the whole spell and not be like I don't know if other people can sit and wait for one of those whole candles to burn down, the massive ones, but I can't. Especially because if I sit anywhere for too long, like on the floor, then my back spasms. And that's not really conducive to good spell work. Ow, 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 ow. Not good idea. So these are exactly... I think they give them as a couple of hours burn, but I don't think they take that long at all. And I think if you anoint them with oils and things, then they definitely don't, because they're heating up more because of the oil. So the black ones are for removing negativity, cock blocking curses. I'm in a weird mood now. I cock block your curse. Yep, I've gone mad. It's all the lime. It's all the limey zesty. I'm going to sit here smelling this lime and be high by the end of the video. So the red is really great for the Morrigan, for maca, or mocha, but I've always seen it maca, so there you go. Power, ferocity. You can use it in warlike spells, but by warlike spells I don't mean like declaring war. I mean like strength of will, determination to force a situation to come, to give yourself the courage and the determination to go through with something which you've been afraid of, that sort of thing. And then the dark blue are very healing. Blue in all forms is really, really healing, but in that shade it's a little bit closer to the divinational side of things, so it's really great for healing third eye or the crown chakra, possibly, but I would say third eye. So any psychic attacks that you've been suffering, that's good for healing that. If you're having real headaches, it's good for that. I've got pet magic going around in my head and I have no idea why, so apparently the universe is saying good for pet magic. That works. Yeah, I can see that. A lot of people use brown for that, but you could use a nice deep dark blue. Okay, so that's those. They do a pretty good price in there as well. So then there's, oh, I got a bath bomb, which I'm sure nobody really cares about the bath bombs, but this is violet flavoured bath bomb. Okay, and then the crystals. So, look at these. These are amazing. One. We're going to zoom in, so don't stress. 2, 3. These are little sort of obelisks. Other way. There we go. These are actually rhodonite, believe it or not. So they're quite pale for rhodonite. They're quite earthy coloured. They're not very pink. Where's the other rhodonite? The other rhodonite is over there, and I can possibly reach from here. I've actually bought these especially for the Morrigan. On my Morrigan altar there is a obelisk at a very similar shape, with a sort of pattern of a woman with a spearhead and a crow. Eep. I'm moving about, so if you hear strange noises, that's me. Who else is it going to be? Well, unless the ghost comes back and starts thunking about on the bed again. Okay, so you can see the difference in colour, right? Because, you know, I mean, you can see the pink there against, but it's very pale compared to, say, this one. But I was absolutely enamoured with these, and maiden, mother, crown. And the middle one really got me, because the pattern on it really, to me, looks like being in a forest. Like you are in the centre of the forest and you're looking through trees. Oop, oh, and you knock the camera. And then the maiden one's a little bit more of a tiger. A sort of wild, fierce freeness. So then you have more of a forest in the centre of the earth mother feel, and then this one almost has a landscape, like a hill, and the bare trees. and then some sort of storm going on up there. You see that? And this is almost like a crow here. I can't explain to you how weirded out I was by these, because obviously I've been engaging with tiger energies recently, and that has the high priestess element, which is almost like a youthful feminine energy. The possibility of everything, of connecting with divinity, but being quite newly begun on your journey and therefore quite maiden-esque. And the forest is basically like the grove Ogum that I've just come through. And as we're sort of finishing the journey on the crone, I was blown away by this. So rhodonite, rhodonite is a great healer and balancer. It's good for helping you receive love and give love. It's good for purification of negative energies, I believe. But for me, it's just such a Morrigan stone. It's just so connected to her for me that I have a difficult time seeing it in any other light. I mean, you can use it for relieving depression and relieving bad hurts from the past and overcoming difficulties. And I said in a previous video that's possibly why I associate it with her, because it has that same you're a survivor energy to it. So, you know, I really loved these. I just thought they were insane and had to have them. I'm not going to show a certain crystal because they're part and parcel of my giving away things, and they're not actually that interesting. This is Raspberry Aventurine. So I moan about Aventurine because I don't like it. And everybody always sends me Aventurine. Raspberry Aventurine I kind of like. I don't hate Aventurine. I always got bought it and I got fed up of it and I got fed up of seeing it, and I just never connected with it as much. But the raspberry was really, really beautiful and unusual, and I was like, helps us to see alternatives and possibilities in life, can help balance blood pressure, reducing negative thought patterns, and increases instead a positive attitude, or the banging downstairs from the TV, apologies for that. Helps you turn a situation around. Also used for creativity and positivity. And then I got some Thulite. Right. And what's it said? A bit of... Right, Thulite is... It's given two major meanings. One is for stage actors and people who are in the limelight. That is not what I want it for. What I want it for is it's actually considered a survivor stone for survivors of abuse. Strengthening, regenerational, stimulates the mind, helping with physical exhaustion, helps with low self-esteem, especially when that low self-esteem is the result of actions of other people. Helps relieve loneliness, create passion, and help with sexual confidence. Helps promote an altered state of mind and a state of spiritual union through meditation and enhancing your senses while blocking unwanted astral and mental influences. It's about building yourself up and ignoring the nastiness of other people. Yeah, I think that's fairly self-explanatory. That's everything. It's obviously not too crazy a haul. It's mainly me stocking up on things that I use regularly, like the incenses and the candles. And I just really wanted to knit and natter, chitter chatter a little bit about hauls and working with items, because used regularly and with respect and
with honour and really engaging with your path and utilising things you have available to you, such as incenses and crystals and things, can be deeply enriching. And we should always be grateful that we have access to these things. No, we don't necessarily need every single thing. Although I'm working on crystal healing, and I am learning myself and teaching myself, learning by myself I should say, and teaching myself and engaging with all information wherever I can get it, and just feeling my way through crystals and crystal healing, which is why I regularly buy tumble stones, and fairly regularly buy other bits and pieces like points, generator points for the crystal grids, and rougher pieces. And I'm very lucky in that I can go to a local market and they have really good prices. I mean, my last chunky thing was £3, the lepidolite one, the pink tourmaline in lepidolite mica, was £3 on the market, and to be honest, you get on my website, you probably pay 15. Maybe not quite that much, maybe £10, but you'd pay more than I paid. So I'm quite lucky to be able to do that, and I'm quite lucky in having a partner who's like, we'll go get you some crystals, it's been a horrible week. So seeing as I've had a few horrible weeks recently, I've been doing pretty well for crystals. Yeah. And there shouldn't really be that sense of guilt and sense of shame of being able to utilise things that you have available to you. And that's why I decided to make the video, because I was thinking about not doing it like, oh, maybe I shouldn't make another haul video. I mean, you know, I get crap about it. It's like people trying to infuse other people with a sense of guilt for taking time out of their day to share things. And I always try and share things with a sense of purpose. You know, that's how I believe in doing it, because I'm getting these bits and pieces to work with regardless of whether or not I share them. And I get through the incenses, I get through the candles. Crystals, they tend to be with me for life, unless I really find myself not connecting with something, and then I might sell something on, or I might gift it to someone who expresses an interest. For example, my sister is getting one of my pendulums, which I just don't work with, and has not such great associations with the black agate one. I just don't use it. I have negative associations with it, unfortunately, and therefore I can't use it without my mind flicking back to the negative associations, and therefore it's pretty much useless to me, because that's my own psychosis, my own crap in my head, if you want. But because I can't use it for a positive end, I asked her if she would like it, because fully cleansed and everything, and she can use it she's going to be using it for warding off negativity in her home without using smoke, because she can't use smoke. She's the reason I created my spritzers and things like that, and I thought having a black agate pendulum may sort of assist in that moving energies around the home I do. So yeah, but I wanted to share this because, other than the whole video and everything as well, not only because people do enjoy it, and I enjoy talking about these things, I enjoy talking and documenting all the crystals, because it sort of helps me remember stuff, if you like, because my memory can be a bit shit. And like me having to, re-look up, for example, the honeysuckle and magnolia incense meanings, just to double check that I'm telling you the right things, because I've got it in my head what I use them for, but I just want to double check and make sure, and then I share the information with you, and if I'm really stuck I can go and watch my own video and go, which video was it that I had that in there? That's that minute, right, I'm good. And it just helps jog my memory as well. So I really wanted to share these things and have a little bit of a talk about the fact that it's really kind of sad to sort of shame people or try and guilt people for whatever reason. Especially if the real reason behind videos such as this is, and for me, the primary reason for me sharing bits that I'm going to get anyway is to help other people, and with meanings, with ideas of things that they can incorporate into their practice. You know, oh, do you so new beginners have said to me, do you use stick incense? Is it viable? Can you do that? And you know, I'm like, I use it. Here's my videos. I've always used this one for the Morrigan. Always, since the beginning. And told people right from the beginning, you know, this is a stick incense that I use. Go nuts. And I enjoy that idea. I enjoy the idea of sharing and discussing. I guess it's not for everybody, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but nobody's holding a gun to your head. Many blessings.